I shake, I sweat, I'm writhing in the bed for just a puff, just a little spike. Everybody, pump it up into me, please. Hello, rockers. You ready to rock again? Sorry, got a little too carried away there. Welcome back to the Weezer Seconds. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there to the end, but not the end because there's way too much Weezer content out in the atmosphere and it's polluting the earth, and we need to get rid of it now or else we'll be past the point of return and the earth will die. Anyway, last week we looked at this OK Human. Yes, OK Human. I was about to say OK Computer again. I've been mixing that up for like God knows how long, just like how I've been mixing up Brian May and Brian Bell. Anyway, we looked at this OK Human, but it's old Weezer fan project by Longtime Sunshine. You know, shout out to them. Shout out to them for putting in the effort to make the whole album into their sort of thought process and fantasy as to what old Weezer would have done with the album. You know, I gave them credit for putting all of that effort in, but felt like they could have gone a little bit more creative with the like transitioning of old Weezer. But you know, shout out to them still. Shout out to Longtime Sunshine. But now we are, well, apparently I was told about a couple of fan projects or whatnot for Black and Pacific Daydream. I'm not gonna look at that this week because I've already been thinking about looking at this album right here. Our lovely, heavy, rockin' album, vanweezer. This is one of these in the middle of the pack Weezer albums, cause God, I don't know. I have a whole video about it like last year. You can look at that. Let's just say I wish could have been heavier, or they could have done more with the album, but you know, hey, you know, they dropped one good album in 2021. They can drop an okay one in the same year, I guess. That just pretty much just screams Weezer. But I'm someone who did not like vanweezer as much as I wish I did, and apparently someone else on YouTube has that same feelings as well. I don't know if I said that correctly, but anyway. Because if we look at our friend on YouTube... if you hear construction outside, my bad. Preston sat all the time like a little bitch. See, there's this project right over here called What If Vanweezer Was Good? A good, lovely little fan project. Alternative version of vanweezer for my own listening. So, I'm gonna barge in and see what this guy was thinking. And yeah, that's our video for the week. That's our Weezer second video for the week. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to see what this guy will do with the vanweezer project and see if he has his own sort of thought process as to what would have made the album better, or if it's something that we might have in common or whatnot. Or, you know, I just want to see if the music is good or better than what we got on the actual studio album. But only time will tell. I decided to put on some fine attire for the day. You know, this new Metallica shirt I got from Old Navy. It's pretty big. Hopefully it shrinks down in the washer because, God, I'm not this big, but, you know, shout out to And Justice for All in Miami Vice colors. I saw it, I was like, what the hell? Why did they do that? And why does it kind of look good? So I bought it. Thank you, Old Navy, for cheap clothes. It's a lovely half hour. There's one thing Weezer's good for. It's giving us a short project. What If Vanweezer Was Good? By this YouTuber Weaver. It's about half an hour. It was about 3 years ago. And, you know, Weezer. Alright, let's see what it's got for us. Track 1, Blue Dream. Oh no, never mind. Track 1, It's Always Summer. Actually, wait. Let's see what this guy has to say. I've been putting together an alternative version of vanweezer for my own listening, with the goal of being a full-length album of vanweezer that's actually good and listenable all the way through. Damn. And I thought I was being harsh on the album. I don't even think I was being as harsh on the album. I've ended up with something I like quite a bit. Most edits by me. Some of that is Science Fire's version. Sheila is Lonely Eggs homie mashup. And I use bits of KZ's PMG. I call this super mix Blue Dream, even though I didn't include that abysmal song. Woohoo! Let's go! No Ozzy Osbourne cover. That's already a plus. Okay, so it's not just this YouTuber weezer. He's kind of they might have just grabbed a lot of other fan projects into one super fan project, and then that's how we got this. Good to know. Okay, let's restart it. One of vanweezer was good, weezer, and a bunch of other fan project constructors. And yeah, track 1, It's Always Summer. Edge of surreality. Of what? Wait. Wait. The song It's Always Summer was originally for the SpongeBob movie? Oh. Okay, so this guy just made a non-SpongeBob edition. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, okay. I didn't watch the SpongeBob movie Sponge on the Run, but who keeps asking weezer to do all these soundtracks? Surreality. That's what he said. Okay. Okay, so if I just waited a bit, I probably would have noticed that. That probably would have been a way better reaction than searching it up on the side. But, you know, we're doing it live, baby. Can't redo that. Alright, so we're listening to a soundtrack song from the SpongeBob movie. Hey, I mean, the first SpongeBob movie soundtrack was fucking flame, so... As long as we get there. So true. For me? We're on a team? In Bikini Bottom, and in December we're sitting in Bikini Bottom. It doesn't get better than that! Let's go! Okay, whoa. Before we head to, and I need some of that. Okay. Obvious Bikini Bottom mention aside in the chorus. I honestly thought that was gonna be an original song. I thought this was an actual song that weezer did, not required for a movie soundtrack. Cause I mean, it does sound like that fun, upbeat weezer rock song that you'd probably see on like frickin' Hurley, maybe? Hurley sounds like a Hurley-ish song. I was thinking White Album, but I don't know if it sounds too much like the White Album. It does feel more home to like Hurley than anything. I mean, it was in the 2020, so it does have that feeling that it would have ended up on frickin' vanweezer if it wasn't strictly for the SpongeBob movie. But you know what? Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but weezer has had a very interesting history with movie soundtracks. There's that Shrek cover, there's the song in Cars 2, which is also a cover of the Cars, I think. How funny is that? We got this Summer in Bikini Bottom song, and apparently there's a whole lineage of it. I Was Made for You from 2004, Someone Who Can Love Me, Save Me, It's Always Summer in California. This makes me want to believe that this could have possibly been on the White Album then. That's the really interesting part about weezer. I've always said their ability to just recycle songs from like eons ago is always just interests me. See it go through like these evolution stages, and that's not to say like they're the only band that does it, but the fact that this possibly could have been on the White Album and then it turned into a SpongeBob song, you know, you just never know where weezer's gonna take it. Course, genius lore. According to riverscuomo in a conversation with fans on the chat website Riverchat, what a name. A song titled It's Always Summer in California was among hundreds of songs listed as dummy data on the then unfinished demo storefront on riverscuomo.com in the fall of 2020. Weezer's involvement with the film soundtrack was publicly announced in early July 2020. Originally slated for release in all territories in 2020, the movie's release date was postponed due to the COVID-19 global pandemic. releasing only in Canada as a Netflix exclusive on August 14, 2020, and releasing in the United States via Premium Video on Demand and Paramount Plus on March 4, 2021. The song's bridge is a reworking on a previous song by Cuomo, I Was Made For You, written in 2003 and demoed in consideration for Weezer's 2005 album Make Believe, for ultimately appearing on Alone, the home recordings of Riverscuomo in 2007. Yeah. I've already said what I need to say about Weezer's artistic evolution, but cool. I mean, it's a fun little track. Rock by Jake playlist. You know, can we give a quick shout out to Jake? Can we just give a quick shout out to Jake and his playlist? Might be the best rock playlist on YouTube right now. 72 videos. You know, what's the first song on there? An ad. Sweet. My Own Worst Enemy by Lit. Holy, 39 million. Why haven't I heard this song? The band name has aged like fine wine. Yep, that's all I need to know. It's lit! Always, Saliva, Sick, Seether, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Incubus, Shinedown, Seether, Remedy. Back to the Remedy, through, never creep. Oh, this feels very, oh, there they are, Nirvana, Weezer, Where's My Mind, Banger, Mr. Brightside, yep, this is definitely a Jake-inspired playlist. Beverly Hills, okay, never mind. Say, why is the kitchen taped? You know what? Shout out to Jake for this playlist. Check out Jake's playlist on YouTube called Rock. Yep, shout out to Jake. Good shit, and it's hearty. Okay, buddy. Where were we doing? What were we doing? All right, track 3. Track 2. I need some of that. Is this the actual I need some of that? I haven't listened to vanweezer like fully in a while. This sounds like the actual, just regular I need some of that. Just a little pug. Later on I will call my mom. Thing I want, I need some of that. It's just what I needed. Riding a 10-speed. We're never gonna grow up. This is where it's at. I still can't believe he says that. Here I'm understood. There's nothing on TV. This is where it's at. Raging. I need some of that. Blow up. We're never gonna grow up. This is where it's at. Driving me crazy. We're never gonna grow up. Why did I just notice that a lot of these are just right here? Okay. Well, I just noticed that. Okay. Where it's at. Need some of that. I mean, yeah, it's just the actual vanweezer version. I think I like this track. Oh, psych! I lied. I don't know. I think it's got a little fun over the years. Maybe I should add that to the highlights. Maybe I'm growing fonder of vanweezer. God, it's fine. It's fun. The next track, another vanweezer track that made it to the album. Beginning at the end. These are actually back to back in the actual album. The writing's up on the wall, a warning shot to them all. It's the beginning of the end. So scared. Ooh. Oh, hello? Is this a different Wild Stallions edit? Hold up. Ooh. But watch us brush off the dust. In heavy metal we trust. The Sunday time. My head is spinning. The people freak out when I walk. Oh yeah, this solo's trying to kick ass though. Wouldn't be enough to dry these tears. Singing on, night on. Save the pieces of your brain. When I walk out there, so scared. It's the beginning of the end. Ooh, ooh. Cool, I like that track too off of the actual Weezer album. Next track, Tell Me What You Want. Oh wait, no, the end of the game. Jesus Christ, why can't I read? This one is actually before I need some of that and beginning at the end. I don't know. That's sweet. Blue Album reference. The D can't find out you. I guess we've reached. Ooh, baby. How'd you know I'd crank this song? Cause vanweezer's the greatest. Shout out to Rolling Stone. I'm incomplete without you. Ooh. Liddy can't find you. Yay! Dive bomb. Alright, yeah, I think this is also another one of those tracks that I actually did have as a highlight. Yeah, alright, cool. We're 2 for 2 on tracks that I did like. Well, I think I guess I've gotten a liking to. I need some of that, but you know, could be worse. But next is a track that I don't think I've listened to. A track called Tell Me What You Want from Wave Break. Oh, it's a video game. It's a video game sound. Okay, there's just a lot of soundtracks on this. I guess soundtrack songs are just gonna be better than the freaking original studio material. You know what? Yeah, hell yeah. When you have Blue Dream on there, hell yeah. Okay. My fist full of dorks. Names. Pitchfork. What? Okay. Okay. Damn, that's cool. Time show at the Super Bowl. You know what? Yeah, let's get. Can someone petition that? Can we get Weezer at the Super Bowl? Next 3 seconds. Okay, wait, why is this actually kind of fun? Sounds like Weezer's kind of pent up with critics, but what does he never? If it's gonna make you happy, give you my guitar. Wait, hold up. Is he gonna do something getting crazy on here? Oh, damn! I thought it was gonna lead us into a solo. Yeah, you know what? Rivers, bleach your hair. We want to see that. Me what you want. Duly noted. Gonna make you happy. Okay, why was that actually fun? That was really fun. Can't remember the last time they've like incorporated a acoustic guitar riff that would just go into a like electric guitar riff. I don't know why only Pork and Beans is coming up, but that was pretty fun. This is a message that my manager wouldn't approve. After this song, he'll have a lot of cleaning up to do. Don't be influenced by an office full of dorks. I won't mention any names. Pitchfork. That's kind of fire, actually. That's kind of fire. Pitchfork does have some pretty interesting opinions. And they even have a whole section about it. Pitchfork, formerly known as, daily internet publication devoted to criticism, commentary, news, and interviews pertaining mostly to independent music. Its editors have, over time, helped steer a critical consensus around Weezer's discography. The band's 20th century output is met with great critical acclaim, while everything released after 1996 Pinkerton has received negative to middling reviews. Damn, Pinkerton 7.5 out of 10? I didn't kinda see that. Green 4 out of 10, jeez. Give it like a 5, maybe. Maladroid 5.4 out of 10? Yeah, no. Make Believe 0.4 out of 10? Jeez. It's a little heavy there, but you know what? Make Believe does kind of suck. Red Album 4.7? Jeez. Okay, there's no way Ratitude is better than Make Believe. They still both suck, but okay. Hurley 5 out of 10. Pinkerton Deluxe 10 out of 10. The supposedly juvenile feelings of Pinkerton still pack visceral power years after listeners would have supposedly outgrown them. It's a record that reaches well beyond a diaristic look at Cuomo's perversions, and instead asks something more universal. Do we really grow out of our teenage feelings, or do we need something like Pinkerton to expose them as merely being repressed to the point where they mutate? maybe a change of feelings, or like I just throughout the love of my dreams really has that motion. Everything white 6.2. What the fuck? And why is the blue album just right here? Okay, maybe that's why. 2017 Pacific Daydream 4.3. Okay, Black Album 5.7. Okay, Human 5.8. What are we doing here? Vanweezer better than Okay Human? What are we doing here? Spring 4Gs. 4Gs. And they didn't even finish the season's EPs. I can kind of see why he just started to diss Pitchfork out of nowhere, but well, not out of nowhere, but it just makes sense. Oh, and they're at the Summer Games Fest. God damn it, Weezer. Oh my god, what is this? 3-run track. Three track run. All my favorite songs featuring AJR. Tell Me What You Want, which is actually a pretty fun track. And then the Enter Sandman cover. Wow, Weezer was on a heater in 21. The song was recorded in consideration for Vanweezer, though was ultimately excluded from the album. It was instead released as a featured song for the 2021 video game Wavebreak by Funktronic Labs. The song's bridge is a reappropriation of the Maladroit era demo Zip Jam. Written in 2001. Its pre-verse riff is also from a demo of that era called Chunky Riff. On May 3rd, 2021, Rivers mentioned to River Chat users that the verses for Tell Me What You Want were originally written from the perspective of the character Sebastian from Everything Will Be Alright in the End. Holy, why is everything tying? Why is everything colliding on itself in the Rivers verse? Cuomo first unveiled the song during a video chat with friends on his mobile app on April 30th, 2021. When asked why the song was not included on the album, Cuomo stated that One More Hit was kind of like the same genre, but better. Sure. Pump it up, man. And slated for the release in the fourth quarter of 2021, later delayed to 2022. Wow, that's a lot of lore for a video game soundtrack, but then again, when doesn't Weezer have a lot of lore? Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty fun track. Never played Wavebreak. I don't think I plan to. I actually haven't heard this video game, so yeah, but it's a fun track. But next track, track 6, the oh so lovely One More Hit. Boom, 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 let's get heavy. Die, I'm burning up inside. I shake, I sweat, with just a puff, just a little spike. Everybody, pump it up into me. Please, daddy, I promise I'll quit. This shit ain't good for me. Could need one more hit, and I'll go cold turkey. The bliss, there's nothing quite like this. You matter to the world. Just to a boy or two, bump it up into me. Please, daddy, could I have one more hit, and I'll be cold turkey, and then boom! They really did not need to go that hard on that bridge, or that instrumental break. Zinger! Could be one more hit? Turkey, cold turkey. Pretty sure I had this added too. Yeah, I do. Even with the whoa, okay. Oh fuck. Even with that pump it up into me line, you know, it's still like pretty fun, pretty heavy song. Probably one of the most heaviest Weezer has done, which is funny considering the line. Anyway. Next track though, I think is that deluxe or that bonus track, vinyl bonus track. I don't know what it is, but it's that one bonus track. I've thrown it all away, and it's a pretty decent transition from what I just heard. Okay. Of what once I had. Need it now, laying there. Yeah, okay. A good slower, you know, turn, but so now we got a hero interlude. Okay. Who made that? Who made that? Why does this track kind of work as an interlude? I mean, I like the sentiment and message that Rivers wanted on this album or on this song, but I don't know. I didn't really like it as a song, but I do like the fact that they did, you know, thank the heroes during the workers during the pandemic. That was sweet, but that kind of worked. Next track though is apparently Sheila can do it, but hello? The harmonica? That wasn't on the original song, was it? Oh, okay. We're heading into the verse already. She's getting herself ready to take on the night. My heart is getting watered down. If I feel my heart, then I'll stop, then I'll turn, and I'll say 2 years ago that who you were seeing was the same pistachio. If I feel my heart, if I feel my heart is getting watered down. If Sheila can do it, I can do it. She is my other, a sister to a brother, and look at the thing. Did I also have this saved? I did. Alright, cool, we're just adding all the songs that I like. So, I mean, that's a plus for me. If I feel my heart is getting watered down, and I'll turn, and I'll say, if Sheila can do it, I can do it. She looks like she's having fun. I don't see the fucking problem. Banger. And then the last track will be the same vanweezer outro. Precious Metal Girl. Should probably do that. I think I said that in the original video too. With your spandex on, my precious metal girl. Shout out to Pussycat. You're my precious metal girl. Ooh. They were searching for a gem like you. Aquaman in your hairdo. See you like a silver lining. You're my patches on the back. You're my. You're my precious metal girl. Hit it faster, pussycat metal girl. Alright, is that it? Wow, okay, that's it. That's it. That's vanweezer if it was good. Did I save precious? Okay, well. Wow. So, oh girl, you look so bad. Learned out and yeah, okay, let's just get into it, I guess. That was vanweezer if it was good by this Weaver guy who made this fan product, and yeah, he basically just improved the project. Of course, a good like chunk of this is just putting in just the actual vanweezer tracks, but you know, according to me and what I have saved as a Weezer highlight, he's pretty much just added all the highlights here. He just took out all the songs that I think were just meh or not good. So yeah, that's already a plus in my book. We aren't getting a Blue Dream fucking Ozzy Osbourne cover. We aren't getting a all the good ones are gone, the Beverly Hills type song. She Needs Me was just kind of whatever. So yeah, a lot of the songs that I think were just whatever or just I didn't like, you know, they're just gone and then replaced with other songs that probably would have been better faces on it, and songs that actually would have been slated for the album had they not been attached to video game or movie soundtracks. And even the soundtrack songs I probably would take over the freaking ones that were on the actual album. That's kind of crazy. This is actually a pretty good improvement on the original album. We actually have another one of these. This is insane. It's always summer, and Tell Me What You Want, of course, were, you know, part of their own soundtracks, but I need some of that, beginning of the end of the game, and all those tracks, you know. Maybe one more hit if you don't like the one line, but still, the instrumentation on One More Hit is fucking kick-ass. A lot of these were just basically just cut off the fluff and the filler and added songs that like probably I wouldn't have mind as much, or I wouldn't have mind as much, or whatever the fucking phrase is, I don't know. If it actually turned out like this, if the soundtrack songs were turned into actual original songs that weren't attached to what they're soundtracking for, I actually probably would have liked this project way more than when I originally listened to it last year. I think the bad songs that just were taken out and replaced with better, more palatable songs, I think just make the whole listening experience better. And shout out to this guy for editing it in a way that feels cohesive, even if it is just fan-made. And yeah, I actually just like that a lot. A lot more than the official version. Of course, this doesn't make it like freaking Pinkerton Blue levels, but it probably... where did I rank this on my Weezer ladder? My official Weezer ladder, the best ranking of Weezer ever. So I have the Green Album, Seasons Autumn and Spring over vanweezer. I'd probably bump it up from there. I don't know. It would have been a more palatable experience and a more enjoyable experience through this fan project. And yeah, I guess it just really shows what it's just another good example of what the Weezer fandom can do to a already existing Weezer project. What does River's shirt say? I don't know if this is getting me anywhere. That's so real. Wow, yeah, this is actually a really fun Weezer rock experience. And not completely generic arena dad rock music, but yeah. I wonder what the comments say. Getting rid of the random SpongeBob in It's Always Summer makes it sound a lot more like an actual main album song. I could actually see Rivers having the Bikini Bottom lyric on a full album. Really? Maybe, but I don't know if it'd be on like the freaking chorus. I don't know. Names the album Blue Dream. No Blue Dream. God bless. That song is an abomination. Oh yeah. This is actually like the upgraded definitive vanweezer. I can't really knock it, but I want to hear him say SpongeBob. In Bikini Bottom. SpongeBob. Yeah, SpongeBob. Using a part for I Was Made For You, then following up by saying SpongeBob. I love being a Weezer fan. And I love being a Weezer fan too, because you really never know what to expect. Alright, yeah, that's it. That's pretty much all I need to say. Yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching another Weezer Seconds video in the books. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. You already know the drill. Watch my other Weezer videos if you want to. Watch my non-Weezer related videos if you want to. The fuck is next? I don't know. I don't know. I could look at those Pacific Daydream Black albums, fan projects. I don't know. Maybe they also might be improvements on the stuff knit, but we shall see. I guess we just added 2 more installments and then we go freestyle on this bitch. But yeah, what are these called? It's always summer in Bikini Bottom. Nobody's Daydream. Okay, we got a reimagined Pacific Daydream album. Got it. Next is... Would you rather... Jeez, I can't type. The Dark Place. Is it the same guy? It is the same guy. Okay. This Richard Solis. Solis? He's got a new album out. Okay. I guess we're looking at Richard Solis in the next couple of installments. Cool! Weezer Seconds has been extended once again. Maybe, we don't know, but yes. We'll see what else I have installed in the channel for the year. Yeah, hopefully you stick around for other non-Weezer stuff, but Weezer stuff will still be here. Tell your friends to subscribe. I want 1,000 subs very soon. And yeah, SpongeBob.